we want to introduce you to Miss Merlyn Clarke. She's an amazing certified behavior analyst, a certified Maxwell leadership coach, a distinguished Toastmasters leader, an area of 52 total of Toastmaster director, and an amazing speaker from virtual to live to your mama's house, your daddy's house, wherever it may be. Miss Merlyn is going to help you with your leadership. And without further ado, guess what we're going to do? We're going to play our AI video to introduce Miss Merlyn a little bit more. So here we go.
Hi, I'm Merlyn Clarke, and I'm here to help you and your team succeed. I'm a certified behavioral analyst, speaker, trainer, teacher, and coach. I'm also the founder and CEO of Mac Leadership Solutions, LLC, and founder of Mac Success Academy. I have over 30 years of business experience, including 15 years as a corporate training professional. My mission is to help you grow your business by developing you and your team members, your most essential resources. I believe in creating a fun and engaging learning environment where your team members can build awareness, grow their skills, and achieve their goals. I offer a variety of services, including assessments, speaking, training, and coaching. I can also customize workshops, behavioral assessments, coaching, and seminars to fit your organization's specific needs. My mantra is creating impact through leadership development and personal growth. I'm passionate about helping businesses of all sizes in the financial services, real estate, insurance, and business industries succeed. So, what are you waiting for? Contact me today to learn more about how I can help you and your team succeed.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And so that is Miss Merlyn Clarke. And so, Miss Merlyn, other than your AI MotionWorks video, would you like to share with the people a little bit more about who is Miss Merlyn Clarke and what does Mac Leadership Solutions do?
Yes. Hi, David, Tara, and our amazing audience. I am so excited to be here and to share with you a little more about me so that you could get to know about what I stand for and what Mac Leadership Solutions LLC stand for. My tagline is, we are moral authority. And people often ask, well, what is that? Moral authority is the highest level of authority when it comes to leadership. Positional leadership is the lowest level. And what that means is people who practice positional leadership, it's about their title. It's about the position that they hold. But moral authority leadership, that title is given to the leader by the people who they lead. You see, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So who are you influencing to take actions? And that's what moral authority leaders mean. You must lead from a certain place. You lead by example. You are competent, you are courageous, and you are consistent. Those are some of the core values of a leader. Of course, you can't forget about integrity. So when people see my tagline, we are moral authority, that's what that stands for. Because I have worked for many organizations where supervisors and managers, it's about their title, and they lord it over their employees. And what they don't realize is that we lead people and we manage processes. And that is what Mac Leadership Solutions LLC wants to help our leaders and our entrepreneurs to understand and practice. You lead people, and everything rises and falls on leadership. If the company fails, it's on the leader. If it succeeds, it's on the leader, because it's your responsibility. You are given this awesome responsibility to lead your people and move them to take the necessary actions. There are two types of people in the world. Those who dream and they work towards fulfilling their dreams, and they hire people to help them fulfill their dreams. The other set of people are those who they have dreams, but they don't step into those dreams. They work to help others fulfill their dreams. Two sets. Decide which ones you are. It's nothing wrong if what you want to do is spend your life working with others fulfill their dreams. But whose dream is it? Whose dream is it? I am a person of value, and I add value to others. I help leaders develop their leadership skills. I love to work with emerging leaders because those are the ones who are newly promoted to a leadership role, but they need the leadership skills in order to be an effective leader. I have seen where people are promoted into leadership positions, and it's very frustrating the newly promoted leader as well as the team that they lead. Because if I am a newly promoted leader and I don't have leadership skills, I'm frustrated because I don't know how to lead. So what do you do? You manage people. You lord it over them. And the employees are frustrated because they're not being led, they're being managed. And for several decades, I was part of that where I was being managed. And then I moved it around into leadership positions. But of course, even as a leader, I was being managed until I decided I joined Toastmasters because I wanted to improve my public speaking skills. To be an effective leader, you must be an effective communicator. And so I improved my communication skills, did several speeches, completed the projects, and I became an area director where I supervised different Toastmasters clubs. And then I learned, I really want to have to start my own company. I can do more if I start my own company. And so I enrolled in Maxwell certification program to become a certified speaker, trainer, and coach. And after completing the certification, I decided I wanted to be a certified behavioral analyst, and I enrolled in the DISC certification program. Now, what is DISC? D-I-S-C. D is an acronym for the four main personality styles. The D is for dominant, the I is for influential, the S is for steady or stable, and the C is for conscientiousness. And after a year of doing that, I decided I wanted to do more. So I enrolled in the mastery program for DISC and moved from being a DISC trainer to a DISC consultant. So not only do I work with organizations to complete the DISC assessment, identify personality style and communication styles, I can go in and do benchmarking. I help them to identify if a potential candidate is the right fit for that position that they want to fill. Now, I want to explain that that is not the only thing an employer should do to determine if that prospective employee is the right fit, but it certainly helps because you're identifying the person's personality style, their communication style. Why is it important to identify someone's personality style? If you have a team of 6 people, you already have 3 employees with a dominant personality. They are decisive. They take charge. They are in control. They can be overly assertive, almost aggressive. And you want to fill a key role. And then you fill that role with another person who has a dominant personality style. You now have 4 people on the team with a dominant personality style and 2 of other styles. All 4 of those dominant personalities, they want to be in charge. They want to take control. They want to make the decisions. What do you think would happen to that team when everybody wants to be the big honcho and make the decisions? So DISC personality assessments help us identify the personality style and communication style, as well as the communication style of others. And that is key, because you need to know how to interact with people of different personality styles and their communication styles. You need to learn how to adjust your communication style to match that situation. Because even though we have a dominant personality style, the key where a DISC consultant such as myself will come in and coach the team on how to adjust your style based on a certain situation, when to be a little less dominant, draw back, and allow someone else to make decisions. And oftentimes people say, oh, that's a strong D, and they think it's negative. No style is wrong. All styles are important. We are uniquely different, and each style comes with different strengths and different weaknesses. And I encourage my clients to lean into your strengths. Lean into your strengths. And that is where you do the most good. Why and when is a person with a dominant personality style important? If you are working on a project and there's a crisis situation, you want someone who's going to make a quick decision about some fire if necessary. Because if you have a team of all S's, the steady, stable employee, they're very loyal. They're not decision makers. They're not quick to make decisions. They like to make decisions as a team. If you are in a crisis mode, a crisis situation, you can't rely on that person to make a quick decision, because they're going to gather the team together and hash things out to make a decision. The I, remember you have DISC, the I who's influential. They are very outspoken. We call them our communicators. And that's not a bad thing. There can be times when they speak too much. And that's where the coaching comes in, where you help that person to know when to speak up and when not to. If we had all eyes on the team, not much work would get done, because all of them would be talkative, going from desk to desk speaking, and no one making decisions. So we need all 4 styles on your team. The C for conscientious. They're very analytical. They can be seen as being introverts. They are they're organized. They are excellent planners. They are very detail oriented. You give them some work. They thrive on information. Give them as much information as possible. When they're going on vacation, They make sure they have everything organized and planned out so that in their absence, things are being taken care of. They may even take their planner and put everything on their planner so that when they are on vacation, they're checking in. There are drawbacks to each style. There are benefits to each style, right? Because someone like that needs to know when to take your time off and use that well. They need to learn when to speak up. They can be guilty of analysis paralysis because they're analyzing the data over and over, which can be a good thing sometimes because when they give you data, you know it's accurate. But they often are very judgmental of others because they are not as analytical as they are. So knowing all four styles is very helpful because you learn their styles, you know how to interact with them. What do you give them so that you work together? For the I, influential, we say they're talkative. One of the drawbacks, one of their weaknesses is that they have a very short attention span. So I would never schedule a 40-minute meeting with someone with an I personality style. I would break it up into 4 10-minute meeting and follow up in writing. And one will say, well, why do you have to go through all that? Because you need all four styles on your team. They all come with their strengths. And if you're about building strong teams, you recognize that each person has value. And it's your responsibility as a leader to give them the resources, the training, and the coaching that they need to thrive. Not just to get by, but to thrive. Now, when they thrive, they become high performers. When they become high performers, they are more productive. When they are more productive, that's more revenue for your company. So basically, in a nutshell, that's a summary of what I help people to do. Just a summary and emphasizing the disc. But there are other things to leadership training and leadership coaching. Do you have any questions for me? Fantastic.
Unlock your potential with our DISC behavioral analysis program. Discover your unique personality style, dominance, influence, steadiness, or conscientiousness, and learn how to communicate effectively with others. Our Maxwell DISC Profile Workshop empowers you to build stronger relationships, overcome challenges, and achieve greater success. Understand your strengths, leverage your differences, and create high-performing teams. Choose from 3 flexible packages to embark on your journey of personal and professional growth. Don't miss this opportunity to unlock your full potential.
Sure. So I'm a leadership and life coach. So not only do I work with organizations to help them build strong teams and, improve performance, I work with individuals as well. And I I love working with the ladies, and there are many ladies, and I work with ladies over 40 years old. And the reason I do that is because I have identified that there are many women, once they get to a certain age, they may have raised their families, and they feel, okay, I am at this stage of my life. I want to do more. I've wanted to do more. But because I was raising my children, taking care of my family, I had to work, so I did not get to finish college. I have a client who is in her late 40s, and she told me she wanted to go back to law school. It's that limiting beliefs. People often feel that when they get to a certain age, they can't do something because of their age. They have self-doubt, limiting beliefs, and they engage in negative self-talk. Those are the ladies I want to help because I tell them all the time, Colonel Sanders did not start Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was well in his 60s. And there are many famous people out there who did not embark on their career until later in life. And I want to help those women know that they can lean into their strengths, and age is just a number. If you want to finish college, start law school, medical school, go for it. I will coach them to help them build that confidence. And you know why I have to do that? Limiting beliefs is something that started very young in age. It's that there are times when people place a limit on us, but oftentimes we place that limit on ourselves because of lack of confidence. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't know our strengths. We have no idea the potential we have. I was there. I hear them. I see those ladies, and I want to help them. Because as a teenager, when my parents migrated to the United States and I was left with my mom's aunt for a while, she told me, girls are not worth anything. She made some negative statements to me. I believed her. Why shouldn't I? She's supposed to be loving me, and then she told me that. So for a long time, I struggled with my self-esteem. But I believe in everything that the Bible says. And Psalm 139 verse 14 tells me that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And that's been my guiding scripture. And I use it to encourage others. And I stressed it, I am a person of value, and I want to add value to others. So I do individual one-on-one coaching, and I do group coaching. I have several programs. People can sign up for a 3-month program, and the 3 months program is really 6 sessions. 2 sessions per month. And then there's a 6 months program where 2 sessions per month, and that's for a total of 12 sessions. Or we break it down where I could work with them, and do 4 sessions where it's 4 weekly sessions, and they could spread it out where after 4 weeks, they could do every other week. So before we engage in any coaching agreement, I do a discovery session with a prospective client to determine their pain point. Then I customize the coaching program for them, and we decide on a plan. Are we going to do 6 sessions weekly, or are we going to do 4 sessions weekly and then turn to every other week after that? So that's where I am. So there's a discovery session to meet that requirement, to determine what's best for them. I don't do cookie cutter because everybody's pain point is different. But I love working with the ladies, and I do have a group coaching which starts every month. And in the group coaching program, we address relationships, address finances, because people struggle with that. I know many people, they make 6-figure income and they can't afford this, that, or the other because they don't have a handle on their finances. I want people to live a full, rich life in managing their money, building better relationships, and understanding that the first relationship is the one you have with yourself. If you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, it's impossible to have healthy relationships with others. And that's where it all begins. And during this season, I'm running holiday specials for every program that I have. I'm also a published author, and my book is titled, Let It Go and Flourish. And I was motivated to write that book because of many struggles that I've encountered, or some of the struggles and pain points from my clients, limiting beliefs, that comparison trap, enabling others, or they may have been the victims of people enabling them, letting go of jealousy and a competitive attitude, letting go of that scarcity mindset. There's a quick story. When I first started my business, I said, wow, now that I'm certified, but if there's so many coaches out there, how am I going to get business? And then someone shared with me, and she said, look at that ocean out there. Look at all that water. Look at that big, wide ocean. Put your hand in the ocean and pick up some water in your hands, both hands. Those are the clients that are meant for you. And look at the ocean and see just how many other clients are out there for others. And once she said that to me, that scarcity mindset shifted. I have an abundant mindset because what is for me is for me. And as a coach, I come with what I have to help my clients. None of the other coaches have what I have. None of them have what I have. So I am confident that the ladies that come my way, my clients that come my way, they're going to be fully equipped once the coaching agreement ends. And I do have a membership program where I do a live training once a month, and then content where they could go to my library of contents and read information, whether it's in video, audio, or written information. They have choices. So there we are.
I love it, Miss Merlin. I absolutely love it. And, I want to back up on one of the things that you said, right? Especially about leadership and the relationships. And this is something that we just did a room for our, brain candy, sweet treats for the soul, as we talked about, communication. And communication is so key in all aspects, whether it's a business relationship, a friendship relationship, a personal relationship, and it comes down to communication. And a lot of the times, we don't effectively communicate. We communicate with our patterns, our traumas, our dramas, and we think that's communicating, but it's not. We're just continuing to go in the circle, as Tom was talking about earlier, being in our own prison, being in our own head, and really self-sabotaging ourselves. And when we talk about communication, I encourage you guys all to understand that communication is not talking, okay? Majority of it. Communication is listening 90% of the time.
Yes.
And then being
Yes.
able to understand your face, your nonverbal, right, is so much important, especially in a loving relationship. Me and Tara talk about this all the time. Fix your dang face, right? With your nonverbal that you have. And I know for me, I wear my facial expressions on my face, so you're going to know if something just don't sit right with me, and which is why I love metaverse. And then the next thing is bringing solutions to the communication. So often we bring the negativity to the conversation, and we remind people, broke people come up with problems, and we don't mean broke in the pocketbook. We mean broke in values and authenticity and giving grace and really being able to understand where people are, because this is about solution, about solving the problem of how we can communicate. And then the last thing that I really just would like to remind people is giving grace to the other person, allowing the other person to be heard, because what happens a lot of the times is that we're thinking to respond, or already responding and not listening to that person, and we're not really paying attention to what that person says, and we're not giving them the respect that they need. And especially in today's society, it's more so disagreeing that turns into disrespect, and we got to really get rid of that. If somebody doesn't like what you like, then it's okay. Be okay with that, and still be able to conversate and communicate with them. And so, one of the questions that I would love to be able to ask you, Ms. Merlin, is, what is the value of your leadership training for entrepreneurs? Why should an entrepreneur that is busy every day, all day, and like, what, I think I need to go to Ms. Merlin's training? What would you share with them why they should do that?
And that's a great question, because why me? Why my program? I find that there are many people who have excellent technical skills for their businesses, but they don't have the leadership skills. And a big part of leadership is communication, as you say. We don't actively listen. It is very important. The benefits of communication is to be actively listening. We have 2 ears. Listen to your teams. Listen to your clients. You can't run a business if you don't have clients. You can't run a business if you don't have a strong team. Because here's the thing. If you want to go fast, go it alone. If you want to go far, you need a team. So you need to know how to communicate effectively. It's a skill that you learn. And research has shown that it is declining across organizations. It is declining. So it's not just about actively listening. Leaders need to practice what they teach. Leaders need to be the last to speak. If you're in a meeting, and it goes back to communication, if you are in a meeting and as the leader, you're the first to speak, you have set the tone for how your employees are going to respond in that meeting, because they listen to what you have to say, and they're decided in their mind, this is what I think he wants to hear. So you set the tone by giving your opinion, and they're not being authentic. They lie because they say what they think you want to hear. And I watched a video with Simon Sinek where he spoke of this. And he gave an example of Mandela, where his father was a tribesman. And when he held the meeting for the tribesmen, they did not have like a table where you have to sit at the head of the table. They sat in a circle, and the leader was the last to speak. Why? They gave everybody else an opportunity to speak. Then when they have spoken, he heard what they said. He heard how they felt. Then he gave his opinion. They did not give their opinion based on what they expected from the leader. They spoke first, and the leader had an opportunity to hear what they genuinely felt. So leaders need to learn effective communication skills. They need to learn how to use the correct tone with their peers, their clients, and their teams. It is so important. It's not as a leader, do as I say. No, you lead by example. Then leaders and entrepreneurs need to learn how to adjust their tone when communicating with others. Communication means having that great customer service skills that we're going to fail. We're going to make mistakes. You may make a mistake, an important client. Every client is important. But how you resolve that issue, how you communicate to that client, learning the tone to use when you're apologizing, your body language, that has a lot to do if that client is forgiving and will continue doing business with you, or if they just said, forget about it. They made a mistake. They were not respectful. We're going somewhere else. Businesses rely on referrals if they want to be successful. If I have a good experience, I'm going to share that with others. Since I've been working with David and Tara, I can honestly say I have nothing but good experiences. They didn't pay me to say this. All right? It is important to value yourself, your employees, and your clients. And that is why leaders and entrepreneurs need to engage in my coaching and leadership training. It's about elevating yourself and elevating others. They need to learn about empathy. They need to learn to be authentic. They need to learn to hold themselves accountable. When your team members see you make mistakes and you hold yourself accountable, that value of trust that they have in you is elevated because they see you, my boss made a mistake. He didn't try to shift the blame on somebody else. He held himself accountable. And when your employees make mistakes, you don't want them to keep making mistakes, but people learn from their failures. If you provide an opportunity for your employees to learn from their mistakes, that is why you need leadership training, because oftentimes you're running, you know what to do. You know how to run you know how to do the creative part of your business, the technical part of your business, but do you know how to lead your people? Do you know how to build that trust? A strong team is about trust, accountability, empathy, and communication skills. Very important. And I've heard people say, oh, he's a born leader. Nobody was born a leader. It's a learned skill. And you can learn it by observing others. You can learn it from formal training, but being a leader is a learned skill. Yes? Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, great. So I have several sales going on, and my coaching program, my VIP coaching program, if anyone signs up for the 3-month or the 6-month coaching program, they will get a signed copy of my book, Let It Go and Flourish. And I can sign that and mail it to them only in the United States. Okay? So that's for the 3-month or 6-month coaching program. And I have sales going on for besides that, if they enroll in my risk assessment program, package 1, originally for 147 is now at 127. Package 2 from 247 is now 197. And package 3, 597 to 497. And then with the coaching program, The one session, originally $297, is now $247. The group coaching, originally $497, is now $447. The 3-month package, originally $1797, is now $1597. The 6-month package, $3,597, is now $3,297. And as I said, the 3-month and month program, they come with a signed copy of my book, Let It Go and Flourish. Can you hear me? Yes, thank you, Tara. So the one thing I forgot to share as well is that, I'm launching my membership program. It's one live training per month, amazing content. And like I said, a library of content, either audio or video. It's $17 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee per day. But you can sign up for $150, but it's $10 a month if you chose that route. It's a good opportunity to connect with other women who are experiencing the same thing. It's building a community, forming a community. I have great plans for this membership program. You have no idea. I'm thinking about destination retreats and places like that because I'm from Jamaica. And when I think of some of the places that I've gone, I said, I could take my ladies to some of these places. We could have retreats here and do our workshops and just get away from the kids and everybody. So I have great plans for this. $17 a month, $150 if you sign up annually. So tell your friends about it. You know, I mean, $150 a year for something, one live training a month, and then written content, a library of content. Come on. You cannot go wrong with this. You know, and if you, as Tara said, if you need to reach me, merlynclarke.com and connect with me. Follow me on TikTok. I just started TikTok. Follow me in Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram. I can't wait to connect with you. Thank you, Tara and David.
Absolutely, Miss Merlyn. We greatly appreciate you joining us today and giving, all the people, some encouragement to really learn about leadership, taking this, seriously, and understanding there's different methods, there's different, ways that you can change your communication, change, the relationships that you have internally with your employees, externally, with your overall being, and more importantly, getting and being better. And I sure wish that Miss Merlyn would have been around when I was in corporate America, because just hearing some of the techniques and tools and strategies on leadership, I'm like, man, I completely messed up. And so this is where we, have to be able to, get better. And Miss Merlyn is not only, able to, showcase her business and her brand in the 2D crusty dusty, way, but you guys definitely come and visit Miss Merlyn's amazing storefront in the Hello Plaza, where you can get access to everything that she's doing. And I can assure you, you probably want to be on the lookout for her podcast coming in the metaverse, and her training and her membership, all of these things that we're moving forward and pivoting to in the future. And so definitely buckle up, buttercups. Go check out her amazing Biz in a Box at merlynclarke.com and get your free expert of her book. Learn more about her membership, right? Come in here and press the button and definitely take advantage of her amazing group call sessions, her actual membership, all of the things, anything, but don't do nothing at the end of the day. And so follow Miss Merlyn and be able to come back and learn more. But guess what, guys? We're going to talk more about metaverse. And instead of you hearing me talk about it, instead of you hearing everybody else talk about it, we're going to allow the experts to talk about it and really open up your horizons, especially as we dive into this metaverse and understanding what it's about. Because 86% of people do not know what the metaverse is. And especially business owners, because they're so caught up in the old traditional ways of doing business and not making the pivot and not seeing the pivot and not understanding the facts behind it, such as Nike did, such as Gucci did, such as Johnson & Johnson, such as, Dubai, building their whole entire, duplicate of their worlds. And this is where it's going to be like, oh, I didn't know about that. No, you didn't pay attention to that. And that's what we have to do as business owners, is not just be in our business, right? Or work on, or should I say, you should work on your business. And this is part of that. And that's why we set up systems and foundations for people to do exactly that. And so with that being said, we want to thank you, Ms. Merlyn, for visiting us and being with us today, as always. And you guys continue to prosper and follow Ms. Merlyn.